Muhati Art Project.
Hello, hello, hi guys. I'm your host for today. Well, most of the day, yeah. So we'll wait for a few more seconds for more attendees to join in, and then we'll get on with it. So first of all, I'd like to wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Welcome to Gap Talks 2020 Day 2, powered by Wacom. Thank you so much for joining us on day 1. We absolutely loved hosting our wonderful speakers, from Nori to Pritiza to EcoStream, and of course Aya's leaving day 1 on an inspiring high note. So carrying forward that same energy, we have 5 more exciting speakers lined up for today. Guys, we have decided to make today's session slightly more interactive. So if you want to, so do ask your questions, use the question sticker. And we'll also feature some of you live to ask the questions live then. So do ask your questions, and yeah. So without wasting any time, we'll have Amal and Du, which is just dive into day 2. So Amal, would you want to introduce?
Thank you, Dapan, and happy Independence Day, everyone. So today going to be pumped all the speakers. So our first speakers will be Wildscapes, also known as Deborshee Gogoi. He's from Assam. He's a cartoonist. He's a comic artist, and he is also a wildlife photographer. And he has been working in the field of comics and environmentalism, activism. So and a lot of current affairs which he's been trying to portray through his comics. So without further ado, let's introduce Deborshee Gogoi.
Yeah. Hi, Amalendu and Dapun.
Hello. Welcome aboard.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Let me first wish everyone the 74th happy 74th Independence Day, and let me thank also Muhati Art Project for giving me an opportunity to be part of this part of your annual event. And I am Deborshee Gogoi, and I am a cartoonist from Tinsukia. And for last 32 years, I have been drawing and cartooning. That's it. That's my introduction.
So yeah, Deborshee, so we are really excited to see your work first, and then probably we'll then dive into your process, how you research,
okay.
how and how you started out with him.
Okay, shall I display some cartoons or?
Yeah, if you can.
Yes, absolutely.
Share your,
please go ahead. Yeah.
I think you have to give me the permission, no?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes. Just hang on. So until then, do you want to talk about your inspiration, Deborshee? Like what inspires you to do what you do?
Actually, in the initial stage of my career, means when I was in school, then during those days, like many others, I used to imitate cartoon characters of Disney, the Raj Comics. During our days, Raj Comics was there.
Yes.
Parmano, Super Commando, Dhruv, Nagraj. We used to imitate those. And when I went to school, means when I reached high school, then during those days, I started developing some interest in portrait, and I continued that probably till masters. Till masters, I have done portraits, and especially I was interested in pencil sketching. Then in between that, I also made some oil paintings, and I also tried making watercolor paintings. But my interest was in cartooning and portrait. And gradually, when I reached masters, during those days, I started making some cartoons on social events and political events. But earlier, prior to that, when I was in college, start of my college career, during those days, the subject of my cartoon was basically those events that took place between me and my friends. Those were the college life cartoons. And when I reached university, then during those days I did political and social cartooning. And gradually, in 2008, when I first joined my job, means earlier before joining this academic line, I was into banking. I worked for Axis Bank and State Bank of India. And during those days, actually, I developed this wildlife photography interest. And
Oh wow, that's interesting.
yeah, in 2008, from 2008, I have been doing wildlife photography. Basically, I was interested in bird photography, and I have visited many parts of Northeast India. And actually, it was photography that made me took me closer to the environment, because I have invested too many hours, and days
Right.
and nights among the jungles, in the jungles.
Right.
And I have visited many interior places, which I think many people have not yet visited those places. And I was lucky, because I have went there, I have searched for birds. And
Could you name a few of those places?
Pardon? I
Could you
have
name a
visited
few of those
almost
places?
entire Northeast except Manipur and Tripura.
Oh
I
wow.
have
Okay.
visited, I have visited many parts of Arunachal. I have visited Meghalaya. I have visited Nagaland. Then I have
Right.
visited Mizoram. Then Sikkim, in search of birds. And probably I have photographed around 700 to 800, 700, probably 600, 700 species during this
Wow.
last 12 years. Yeah, but the tragedy is that few days back, my hard disk crashed and 2-3 terabyte of all those photographs that I took.
What are you
Oh my
saying?
God.
Yeah, all went in vain. Now again I have to
crazy.
start that. Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's the
Okay.
thing.
You don't have them backed up anywhere, like on an online
No,
server. or
actually,
anything?
earlier I kept in a this one my PC that
Right.
hard disk got crashed. Then I had another external hard disk that also got
Right.
crashed.
Oh,
That's 2 terabyte of photographs.
that's
That's
quite a
it.
big
But
size.
restart photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I think you have now access to the screen sharing, so you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can share some.
just try to show some of the. If I want to show you the early works, some of my early works, before going for digital, before going to digital,
Yes, yes.
I did some sketches with the help of markers. These are
Right.
the type of cartooning that I used to do when before moving to online cartooning, digital cartooning. And these are some of the cartooning I think you can see. But this medium is very much expensive actually, and that's why I have decided to move to digital medium. I have already talked to Amalendu regarding this, and
These are amazing.
if you look at these in my initial cartooning, most of them were basically on social and political issues. But probably, and this was one of the cartoon that I made. This is a new one, but the concept is old, because I took I participated in a competition in 2000, and this particular cartoon bagged me the first prize. And since then, actually, I took cartooning seriously. This was the cartoon that I made in 2000. And for this, I won an inter-district cartoon competition. And after that, I have been trying to include, and this, if you look at this cartoon, this was actually, this figure was actually a caricature of one of my friends who was very lean and thin. And after going to gymnasium, he thought that he has, built up some muscles. And I wanted to depict this with the help of cartoon, and this won me the first prize. And after that, I started giving importance to cartooning, and I kept on doing this. These are, in the initial stage, I did some social cartooning and political cartooning. These are on NRC and all. Then after that, I moved to digital media. These are my earlier sketches. Then I have some. I think I can show you. When I was in college, then I used to make pencil sketches like this type of portraits. Okay, these are some of the portraits that I used to make when I was in college. Then, since these are very time consuming, that's why I have left investing time on pencil sketch and I moved to cartooning. And let me share some of the cartoons, recent cartoons that I made. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. These are actually some of the cartoons that I have recently made, no? And these were the cartoons based on this Dihing Patka issue. I think you are quite aware of what is happening in Dihing Patkai and
Yes,
Saliki area. And what I tried to do is to create some awareness regarding Dihing Patkai through my cartoons. And these are some of the cartoons that I made on with regard to Dihing Patkai. These are this one, no, white-winged duck. You
Correct.
can say yeah, these are the state bird of Assam, and Dihing Patka is well known for this species of bird. These are some of the cartoons that I made, and these are basically are with regard to environment only, no? To create awareness regarding what is happening in the environment. Right. I have tried to depict this. This is with regard to this one, no? Recent government declaration regarding upgradation of Dihing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary to Dihing Patkai National Park. Mm-hmm. What the government said that they will be upgrading, but they have not told about including newer areas under the ambit of protected area. That's why I made this type of some cartoons that if you upgrade the wildlife sanctuary to national park, then it is not going to create that much of difference. The main idea should be to include newer areas which are not under the ambit of protected area. And that's why I made these cartoons. Huh? And this is again with regard to some issues that took place, but they were not telecasted or reported in the media. There was an incident that took place one of those mining areas, and this I came to know from a local source that two of the elephants, they fell down in a ditch that was actually created for digging out coal mining. But since they could not report it to the forest department because it was illegal mining, what they did, they just filled that gap, and those elephants were, and that's this type of incident I wanted to inform through this type of cartoons.
Oh my God. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is again, we are destroying the forest elephant habitats. But in return, what is happening is that man-elephant conflicts are increasing day by day, especially in this part of the country. Every day you can hear that elephants, they have entered human settlement areas, they have destroyed the fields. This type of incidents keep on taking place, and these are increasing every day. And this is mainly because of the fact that we are destroying their habitat. If you go to Numaligarh also, then you can see that they have blocked the age-old corridors of elephant by building a wall. The Supreme Court, the Green Tribunal also, they have ordered to destroy that wall, but still the NRL has not destroyed that wall. No? They are blocking the age-old route of the elephants. This type of activities are going on. This is again with regard to Saleki only, open cast mining. And this is again with regard to protected area. That how if we protect only a certain portion of the forest, then it is not going to help the entire biodiversity, because this border is made by the humans only, but the birds and other animals, they don't know about this physical geographical boundary. They go out of the protected area ambit, and people used to hunt them. This is what I wanted to depict through this particular cartoon. Then these are the different types of primates that are found in Dihing Patkai, 7 types of primates. And in order to, this is a cartoon that I made about this one, wildlife photographer. Actually, most of the wildlife photograph that I have made, they are very much confined to taking photographs only, and they are least aware about what is happening in the environment. This is what I wanted to depict through this particular cartoon. And this is actually the real situation, what is happening. We are destroying the elephant habitat, and when they enter the human settlement area, again we attack them with this one, no, with this one, fatakas and all. This is what is happening. This is the real situation we are facing in this part. And this is about Maguri Bill. You know that now this Bagjan issue is affecting and threatening the survival of Maguri Bill. It is almost it is 3 months, and the Bagjan fire, it is still on, and it is creating too much of noise and water pollution, air pollution. And this year, I think this migratory bird might not arrive because it is already August, late August, and they have, the Oil India Limited, they have failed to, stop that fire. I don't know what will happen. These are some of the type of cartoon I do. This was one of the earlier cartoon that I made. It was in, actually I made this cartoon in 2019 to show how this coal mafias, they are looting the Lido Hills. Lido Hills, actually this was once a very lush green evergreen forest. Now they have destroyed the entire forest scape. And this, I have made one of the earlier cartoons that I made on illegal coal mining in 2019. And these are the type of cartooning, type of cartoons I do. I think, is it okay?
That's very interesting. Like, you have been working in the field of like wildlife and environmental activism. So,
and I try to develop some this type of stories also. No, and this is about the ruddy kingfisher that is found. This bird is a summer to Soraipung area. If you go to Soraipung now in this month, no, then you can find this bird. They come and they do the breeding in these forests. I made a story about the ruddy kingfisher, and this is about the hihu, that the Gangetic dolphin. And I think you have got the news that when the first this one Bagjan fire took place, the first endangered killed was the hihu. And actually, I made this comic strip based on Gangetic dolphin of Maguribil only. And this is the story about how we are threatening the survival of this endangered species. And this is about the great pied hornbill. And I came to know from one of my students that they are now, the one pair is doing the breeding in one of the forests in Pengeri, and that's why I made this story.
So are these comics getting published anywhere, or you are self-publishing all this?
No, actually, I made one comics for BNSS, Bombay National History Society. I'd like to show that book. I'll just return back to this movie. Okay, I made one comic. I got an opportunity to work for Bombay National History Society, and this is the book that I illustrated. And this is a story about the Amur falcons of Nagaland. And this was my first major project. And lately, I am doing another comic strip about the fishing cap for another organization. And this is a small book that got published probably 1 or 2 years back. And this was my first major project. And lately, I have been doing 2-3 projects for 2-3 organizations. One is for NCF, Nature Conservation Foundation. There is another magazine that is Teen Community. That is a new magazine. I have been doing some illustration for that. And there is a small column that comes up in the horizon of Assam Tribune fortnightly. During this lockdown period, it was stopped, but 2 days back, the editor called me then, and they have said that from August they are going to again restart that. there is a column of mine that is graphic pic. In that graphic pic, I generally publish cartoons of related to wildlife, in Horizon.
Awesome.
Very
So,
interesting.
I believe like a lot of your content, it inspires people and helps create awareness, like what you've done for Dehi Patkai and
I don't know whether they are inspiring or not, but for self-satisfaction, I have been doing this. At least one or two people, if I can motivate towards environment, then I think that will be a big task for me.
I'm sure that you must be getting feedback through
Yes.
by your followers.
People message me that you have done this one and we really appreciate your work. And,
For example, I didn't know about the elephant falling in the pit, and
Yeah.
Actually, this I came to know from a local environmentalist who was informed by another person, one of his contacts, who was actually doing the illegal mining. Actually, he told me about this, and so I thought people should know about what is happening. But these are the dark stories that are not coming out. And that's why I made that particular cartoon. Let's
Also,
see.
yeah. Also, I feel like the information which is out there in the news, I think it's it's a lot of clutter and like it's too much information. So when you do a comics, it becomes more interesting and filtered. So people can get the information right away,
And I also feel like it hits harder. It hits harder when you try to present it with humor. It hits harder because it's satire. So instead of just showing,
definitely.
Yes, but sometimes I feel that humor part is not that much in my cartoons, like it is in case of Rohan. If you go through the cartoons of Rohan, then you can see that humor is
Rohan Chakrabarti.
Yes. But in my cartoons, I don't think that there is absence of humor in many of my cartoons. These are more serious, I guess. That is the difference. That is actually one of my limitations, I think, in my cartoons.
Was Rohan one of the inspirations?
Yes. He is a very top class artist, and there is too much of humor in his cartoons. But I have still to develop that type of humor in my cartoons.
Right. Also, like I think that's your own signature, like how you're portraying, your cartoons. So also, I see that there are very few artists who have been working in the field of wildlife and environmental concerns.
Yes.
So especially from our region, like from Northeast. So so what do you think? Like what inspired? Who are those artists who have inspired you to full-fledged?
Actually, one person who encouraged me to go for wildlife cartooning is Sampok Borbora. I think you know his name. And
yes. He's a editorial illustrator. Yes.
And his Zoko series was quite famous. Now he took a retirement. Actually, I came here in his contact. Actually, I met him once. When he was in Tinsukia, and he told me that if you want to do cartoon, then don't go for political cartooning, because there are too much of competition is there, and many people they do the political and social cartooning. It is better you go for environmental and wildlife cartooning, because people who do wildlife and environment cartooning, they are very negligible, almost nil in our region. So and I also thought that since I am associated with environmental activities for last 10-12 years, I thought this can be another area where there is a huge scope to explore. And that's why I took up environmental and wildlife cartooning. But in between, I also do political cartooning. Again,
how was that turned out? How was that? How is that different from the environment cartoon?
Actually, if you do political cartooning, then the size of the audience is very big. But for environmental and wildlife cartooning, the audience is not that big as compared to this one, political cartooning or social cartooning.
That's a little sad, because environment should be.
Yes, it is most important.
What is more important?
Yeah.
But still, I think the audience for environmental cartooning, it is very confined. Not like if you go to the cartoons of Satish Asarji, then you can see that the cartoon there, this audience base is very huge. But if you go through the audience size of environmental or wildlife cartooning, it is very confined. And the newspaper, they are also not that much interested in publishing this type of environmental and wildlife cartooning. That is one of the I think limitations of environmental cartooning. Audience size is
Right.
very confined, and
Which is again.
yes, but
Sorry, go ahead.
that you can do, but in if you look at the present political scenario, if you make too much of political cartooning, then many people don't like you. It has happened. But, yeah, when I do political cartooning, and most of my cartoons are against the government only. And when I do that type of cartooning, sometimes there are messages that come up. These are not threatening messages, but at least means they show you that what type of cartooning you are doing. You are just you are opposing the government, and once
It becomes controversial.
yeah, yes, and I don't want to involve in of this one, no? Too much of argument. I don't want to involve. That's why
But also as an artist, it's important to be true
Right.
to your art and be relevant.
Yes,
especially in times like
yes.
this.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Right.
Oh, I do. I do this because for the last many days now, I have been doing cartooning on EIA, against the EIA, environmental impact.
Impact assessment bill.
2020. Because I know, and every people know actually, if that EIA will come, then it is going to destroy our environment. Everyone knows that, and that's why what I am doing is that for last many days, probably months, I have been now concentrating on cartooning on EIA, and that time, and I have also done many cartoons during that calm moment. Because
Okay.
you cannot
Right.
suppress feelings. Sometimes
You cannot, yeah.
So how did that turn out during a CA session?
Yeah, I did too much of cartooning during those days with regard to car. Then the response was good only during those days. But again, I thought, no, it is better not to involve in too much of arguments and this one. So I have decided that I'll be concentrating more on environment and wildlife issues, because these are more important issues that I think people should understand. Because if we don't have environment, then you can't have anything. No? That is.
Do you want to like quickly tell us about the EIA? Like what is it?
Yeah, EIA is the new bill. Actually, this in 2006 there was a bill, that is the EIA, and that EIA bill was basically to protect the forestscape, because they want to do an assessment about any industry that tends to come up. They will they will assess the impact of those type of industries on environment. But now when this EIA will come, this new amended EIA will come, then what you can do without taking permission from the government, you can set up an industry. You don't have to take the permission. After 2 years, you can just pay some fine and start the business. And you can also, there is a provision for strategic area where there you don't have to do you don't have to disclose anything. You can, if it is a strategic area, if a project comes up in Northeast India, you know that we are sharing international boundaries, and if someone is doing a project inside a national park or inside a wildlife sanctuary, and they say that it is for strategic purpose, then you cannot question them. There are many provisions that are more liberal for the industrialist and not towards protecting the environment. That is one big limitation of EIA. It is not really for protecting the environment, but it is for destroying the environment. And
That's
I think
very shocking.
Yes, and now many people they are coming out, they are speaking up against the EIA, and I think the date was earlier. It was 11th for public hearing. Now it has been postponed till September, I guess.
September, okay.
Yes.
So Deborshee, we have a question from Ritu Parnade, and she says that I too wish to work on projects making comics for children and spreading societal awareness. How do I approach organizations with my body of work or portfolio? Do I mail them with my artwork? Do I mail them my artworks?
Actually, see, I have not approached anyone. No? Whatever projects I got, this came through social media only. What I did is I am displaying my works in social media, and those people who have seen my works, they have approached me. that we want to bring out a publication on environment. Is this would you like to work for us in that way only? And I have never approached anyone. And regarding this, the cartoon column that where I am publishing my cartoons under the name Graphic Pick in Tribune. That also was offered by Sampagda. Sampagda actually called me and he said, if you want to do cartooning on wildlife, then I have talked to the editor. You will get a space in the Assam Tribune, and would you like to go for it? And yeah, that way only I got the contacts. And
Okay, that graphic pick is still on, still going on.
Yes.
Okay.
No, for last 3-4 months it was closed down.
Yes.
Of this lockdown issue, but now again they will be starting from this Friday.
Okay, great. So, in a way, you're saying social media has really helped
Yes.
you get noticed.
You see, social media have both positive and negative sides, no?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, you can. Social media is a very big platform to showcase your work. Otherwise, when we were young, we don't have this type of platforms. No? Whatever we did in the means the only way to showcase our work was in the exhibition. We did group exhibitions, but that again the cost involvement is too much. You cannot go for an exhibition every year. And but now the social media, if you have the internet, if you have a social account,
It's very cost effective also, yeah.
cost effective, and it is the reach is very wide.
Which is very
wide.
Yes. It is not confined to geographical area.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can just see from the Gap Talks 2020 event only. The reach is so
Yes.
wide when it goes when we go online. Yeah.
Yes.
Deborshee, do you want to talk about a little bit about the photography also? I believe you are a photographer. Also.
Yes.
How different is that from creating an impact?
If you could share some pictures, but
yeah, share
since your hard drive has crashed.
Oh yes.
Pardon?
Your hard drive
You could
has
show
crashed,
some of your photographs. It will be very nice. Like
Okay, photographs. Yeah. I think I can show you some photographs, I guess.
Awesome.
Let me see. These are some photographs that I took. Actually, this this page is from a part of my book that I brought out, that I published on Maguri Motapung. I'll show you that book I have. This is not mine.
so, where do anyone can find this book?
Actually, almost the stock is complete only. Means I exhausted. I have another 50 to 60 books with me only. These are not my photographs. Okay, let me see, because 4 of us brought this book, brought out this book. This is a photograph by me. This is the ruby throat. This is a migratory bird that comes to the grasslands of Maguri during November, December, January.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see this red color tip. No? For this, it is known as ruby throat. This is the ruby color. Yeah, this is the male, and this one is the juvenile, left one.
Okay.
Yes, this is another very endemic bird. No, this is marsh babbler, and it is a vulnerable species found only in the floodplains of Brahmaputra. And this is probably the first clear picture of marsh babbler that I took in 2012. And this is a very tough bird to photograph because they are very skull-colored. And it is very difficult to photograph this bird. And it took me around 2 years to photograph this bird.
2 years?
Yes. I have.
Can you just tell us about that a little bit? Can you tell us a little bit about that? How does that go? How patient must you be? Like for all the aspiring
if you want to photograph the birds of Northeast India, though they are very colorful and they are very rare, elusive, but it is very difficult to photograph them because they are not friendly as they are in places like Uttarakhand where hunting is not there. In Northeast India, we have hunting. That's why birds are very much, they are frightened about human presence and they don't
Right.
show up. And that's why you have
Right.
to, in case you have located the area where this bird comes out for feeding
Mhm.
or do sting, then if you know that place, then the only way is to stay there, stay focused, and you have to give time. The patience is main if you want to photograph a bird like this one, endemic marsh warbler. You won't find anywhere.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
Wow.
is found
Wow. That's
5-6 locations of the in Assam,
right. Right.
and this is a chestnut cap
This is
babbler.
beautiful.
This is another very rare bird. No, again, it took another form. I think I have done more than 20 trips.
This is
For
very
photography.
interesting. I've never seen this bird though.
Yes, it is.
This
It is
is
a
the
vulnerable
parrot bill.
area, and there are only 5 locations where it is found in the entire world. Okay, now I think it has
Wow.
been updated to endangered species, and it is
Oh,
found
okay.
in the Brahmaputra floodplain. You will found it in Manas. You can find it in Manas, in Kaziranga, in Maguriville, and in Deborshee. And there is a place in the Deering Wildlife Sanctuary and in rowing area, the rowing grassland, Jia grassland. These are the 5 areas where you can find this bird, and there is no other distribution of this bird in the entire world. This is another endemic bird, and probably the most popular, species of Tinsukia. This is
Wow.
a
This look beautiful though.
black-breasted.
Like
If you
black-breasted
look at,
parrot bill.
It's like a character
yeah.
design already,
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Absolutely.
That's why it is a black-breasted.
I mean, of course, I believe like all these photographs that you take, they also inspire you to make the comics, and they give you content for your comics, I guess.
The
Actually,
research is on field, matlab,
pardon?
So your research is almost done in your
Yes. I
wildlife
have done
photography,
the field. Yeah, I know their behavior. How they. This is another endemic bird. The left one is my photograph. The right one is by one of my friends. We took in the same spot this particular photograph. It is a Jardon's babbler, another endemic bird species. It is a near endemic bird species. Another subspecies is found in Punjab area, and this is found only in the Brahmaputra floodplain.
So do you travel
And
around only
the 5 years.
in the Northeast, or do you also go in other parts of the country and then photograph?
I have visited very less. Means I have visited Andaman, and I have visited
wow.
those areas. But during those days, I didn't do birding.
Okay.
But I am concentrating only on the wildlife of Northeast India right now through my card.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
Yes,
That's great.
because
That's
there
great.
is so much to explore. No, we go to
Yes,
other,
absolutely.
but we are not. We don't have the awareness about our own region. That's why.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why what I am targeting is to explore the entire Northeast, every part of Northeast during means till I grow old. No? That's my ambition. I don't
That's
have
like
ambition to go
Right.
some other places. I want to explore Northeast India.
right.
Yeah.
There's also I believe there's also this one place called Jatinga in Haflong.
Yes.
Where there's a
Yes. But there's a myth like the birds
There's a myth.
suicide there. So can you
that
elaborate
is
on that?
just false claim. No, actually, the bird don't do suicide there. Actually,
Oh, okay.
but there is a strange phenomenon that in at night, if you turn on the lights, then these birds get affected towards the light, and the people start killing them. Actually, people that birds they don't do the
What I heard was they dash against a building or something, and then they
No.
fall to their death.
There is a video you can see you can search for it in the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, they don't do they don't commit suicide. What they do, the strange phenomenon is that in the dark, if you switch on a light, then they get attracted towards the light, like the insect do.
Yes.
That is an unknown phenomenon, but they don't commit the suicide. People actually kill them for me.
Oh, so it's a
Right.
myth.
Also, there is a lot of
It's
fog in Jatinga. Like it's a hill station,
Correct.
right? So
It's a low visibility.
But I don't know about the truth. I have not visited Jatinga actually.
Okay.
it's
so-
still
okay.
a strange thing, to
Yes.
Yeah.
That is another strange part, that why, because scientists has to understand, no, why these birds they get attracted towards light. That is a strange
Yeah. I
phenomenon.
mean, I was thinking that this whole thing of attracting birds through light must be happening in other parts of the world also, somewhere
Also,
else also.
yeah.
Why
Might be,
is Jatinga the this bird is
might be,
beautiful?
but because Jatinga actually people it became famous for this suicide case. People know about Jatinga because of bird suicides. But I
Right.
don't think there is any truth about this suicidal tendency of the
Lot
bird.
of people
I
say
see.
it's because of the some magnetic field also there. Like I don't know,
I don't
but there's a
know.
lot of sayings around that.
so
People say,
many so many
yes,
theories now.
so many
Which bird is
theories.
this, Deborshee? This is beautiful.
This is a yellow-bellied quinion. It is a small bird that is found in the grasslands of northeast India, eastern India, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Very
you go
nice.
to you visit any grassland of Brahmaputra, then you can find this bird. It is very vocal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Very
also
sweet.
take videos? Do you also take videos of
Yeah.
birds,
No,
like just to turn them
lately
into
I have started taking videos lately.
nice?
Yes.
So one question that what everybody asks is like, which software do you use? So I'll ask you, which camera do you use?
I basically use Canon. I
Canon.
have a
Okay.
70, I have a 50D, and lately what I have done, now I have bought another this 1000 P1000 Nikon P1000 for the focal length, because it is a 3000 mm lens, and if you have a 3000 mm lens, at least I use that camera for photographing rare birds, those birds that actually don't come near human. And
Right.
I have taken some very good videos with that P1000. And recently, I
Right.
also bought one drone.
One drone also. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question by Rituparna. Like she's asking, can we come with you exploring when you go exploring Northeast?
Yes. Why not? Actually, for last from March, April, May, June, July, August, for last 6 months, I have not gone out. No? Actually,
Oh, that is because of the pandemic.
yes. And yes, today only I was talking to our Ranjan Kumar Das sir. He's a famous ornithologist from this part.
Mm-hmm.
And we generally, what we do, we generally make trips together. And he was also saying that we are getting bored. For last 6 months, we are inside our homes. We have visited Maguri Mill for this survey purpose. After
Right.
that, fire broke out. But
Mm-hmm.
still, we have not gone to other places. That's why what I told that let us make this one. No? That we'll be going to Jaipur and the Patka area very recently. Because for last 10 days, I was in bed. I have recovered 2 days back on, and just I have not gone anywhere. And I am actually feeling bored because I am a person who don't stay in this one, no, inside a house. I generally take up the tours at least once in a week. And my this college campus is also very good, and it is sharing border with the Himpatta area. And inside my college, we have calculated, we have identified 177 deers. You can find hornbills. You can find these flying squirrels, Malayan giant squirrels. Then you can find king cobras, monoslate cobras. You can find banded krait, black krait, everything. It is
Yes. I wanted to ask you that also. Do you also encounter these dangerous, poisonous animals during your excursions? How do you?
I have rescued few, but I'm not I'm not an expert. The most poisonous snake that I have rescued and released is a monoslate cobra that entered my house. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes. But in my college, there are 2 teachers. One is Rajivda and the other one is Gori Budagohai. And they are actually the snake experts. And they are the people who have been rescuing snakes for last 10-15 years. And inside our college campus, probably 2 years back, there was one king cobra that entered the boys hostel. It was a 13 feet long.
I think the awareness of snake is like still not there in Northeast. Like a lot of people try to kill.
In Digboi it is there. In Digboi.
Right.
And in Gogoi, people actually don't kill snakes. Whenever a snake enters the campus or residence, then what the people they do, they have the number of our Rajiv sir and Gauri sir. They call them and they go to those houses and they catch the snake and then they release it in the jungles.
Okay. So,
Very interesting.
Deborshee, we have few more questions. One is
A lot of people wants to do a excursion with you, like
yeah. There's so many people
gap
commenting.
excursion.
So many.
If
We have
you can
book कर लिया आपको
no,
हमने अभी.
let the situation improve. If you can come
Yes,
to
yes.
this part of, we can surely go for a birding trip.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of places, in Tinsukia.
That will be amazing. We can do comics, photography, and
Yes.
Oh my
outdoor
God,
trip
that'll be some
in the
amazing
wild.
outdoor trip. Yeah.
You can go to Maguri
So,
if situation improves.
Yes, absolutely. So we have questions like one is from Riya Mohta. She's asking, are there some dedicated sources where one can read about the environmental news?
Pardon. Yes. Can I see the question?
I'm not sure if you can see the questions.
No.
Hang on, I'll just ask it for you. Ask once again. I'll just read it out. Are there some dedicated sources where one can read about the environmental news?
Sources to
Yes,
learn
dedicated
about-
sources.
Yeah, I think there are many websites. You can go visit the WWF website. There are now this Oraninak, they have developed a website, Econ. In that particular website also you can learn many things about the biodiversity of Northeast India. There is then India Biodiversity Portal. There also you can learn many things. Now the information sources are many, but the sources, they are genuine. And if what you can do to learn, you have that practical knowledge. You can include yourself in. There are many forums in the Facebook. There are Indian birds. You can join those. There is Indian moth, Indian frogs. Indian
They're
snake.
very interesting Facebook groups. Yeah.
Correct.
These are very interesting, very informative. And in case you have face any difficulty in identifying anything, any bird or any species, you can just take the photograph and upload it. And there are many experts who can, guide you and make you identify what species is that.
Right. So this is so cartooning and your photography is your main hobbies, right?
Yeah.
So apart from that, what are your other hobbies? Like you say, you have a day job as well, right?
No, actually, when I was in college and I was in school, in college and in university, I used to play. I used to play table tennis, and when I was in university, actually I was runners up in singles, men's singles. I used to play cricket. I was a very good leg spinner. But now, for many years now, I have not played. I don't know whether it will be possible for me.
That's awesome, man.
I used to play sports, and apart from that, I am also learning to. For last many years now, I am trying to play this guitar. I am learning
guitar. Okay.
Whenever I get time, I just play the.
We Northeasters have this reputation, no, कि हम लोग सब music
गिटार बजाते हैं.
गिटार बजाते ही
Whenever I get time, I play the guitar. I can play somewhat little bit of mandolin. Then
क्या बात है.
Dapun can sing, by the way. We can jam sometimes.
No, I'm not that expert.
Amalendu is also a musician. He does this.
I'm not a proficient musician, but
electronic. He's a guitarist also. Yeah, we can just have a jam session and everything. Deborshee, there's one more question from Green Peddler. Asks that how do you capture the expressions of animals? How do you capture the expressions of animals in your cartoons?
Actually, again, with regard to expression, sometimes I think my cartoons, the figures, they are not that expressive, like the other cartoonists. I'm trying to
still like whatever. I mean, how do you learn?
Actually, there are certain features we all know, and it is for both human and for animals. I think that that those features are very important to bring those expressions. If you are then you will just close your this type of approach.
Yes.
You can
Since
develop
you
and
do also caricatures, did it like contributed towards your doing cartoons?
Yes. I
Yeah.
have done caricatures.
Yes, you have a very big
yeah,
foundation, strong foundation.
actually, when I was in
Have
school,
some caricatures you can show.
yeah, I can show it. Few caricatures I have like to show. Can you see?
Amazing. Yeah, we can see that.
Arnold, get to the
Arnold.
chopper.
These are amazing. I've seen this.
I'm not that good in the
Wow,
caricatures.
this is
I'm trying to
it's
develop
really
it.
Oh,
good. Huh?
Hiren Gohai.
Jane Godal. This is Dr. Salim Ali.
Mm-hmm.
These are amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
I love how you rendered and the whole expression is on point.
Correct.
But I'm not that good in this caricature. No?
Are you kidding me?
No, you're actually really good. Like it's that.
Read the comments, Deborshee. There's comments coming saying amazing stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this is how you translate it onto the animals also? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. These
You
are
learned it from
expressions, human expressions that I try to use it also. No? Because I don't know whether birds or the animals, they have that type of expression or not. But if we want to show the expression of excitement or anger or something, humorous, then I think that can be from human expression that can be introduced to animal caricatures and to depict those type of expressions.
Right.
Yes.
You said
But
you don't have humor, but these are like full blown humor. Right
People are
away.
saying if this is not good, then what? I don't know what good is.
Yes.
This is the latest cartoon that I made on EI.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
This guy is like everywhere now. In all.
Is there any specific? Is there any specific way to exaggerate in caricatures? It's another question.
Specific way, actually, I have not learned. See, I am a self-taught cartoonist. I don't know whether there is any principle or any type of law, no, that says that this type of exaggeration means that modification you can introduce in your cartoon. Whatever I have learned, I have learned through my own practice and through this one, no, through looking at works of others.
Right.
I love the Amitabh Bachchan one.
Yes. But what I do, in order to include those texts, I use Photoshop. Otherwise, I use Clip Studio for making the cartoons.
Right.
This is okay.
But like it's you said it's you are self-taught, but I think all the like fundamentals of art are still there, because
No. But I am learning. Still, I am in the infant stage only.
This is not infant
That's
stage.
a humble way to be an artist, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is some of the,
Somebody asked you whose work do you follow?
There are many artists, whose works I follow. Actually, for these human figures, I follow Uday Dev. There is a very good cartoonist.
Yes, Uday Dev. Yes.
Yeah, he's a very good cartoonist. There is another YouTuber. His name is Will Trail. I also follow his this cartooning, this figure painting style. Then for animal caricatures, I follow Rohan is there. Mm-hmm. Then there are many other artists who do cartooning, very good cartooning. And it is not like one ideal. There are many. This one, no.
And I see that your style changes from one. When you draw your cartoons, it's a different style. When you draw your characters, it's a different style.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're comfortable with different styles also.
Yes. Actually, basically, this is based on if I go for a publication and all. Then in that case, basically, what I do is as per the demands of the editor. If they want something more realistic, then in that case, I try to introduce that type of realistic features. And if they want something more comical, then in that case, means I can keep on changing the vision. No? There is no.
I mean, there's
particular
always
style.
like a lot of work in a comics because there's so many panels, right? So I think it's idea to simplify it as much as possible. I think
Yes. Then basically, the best part of cartooning is that you can make those figures, just like the animals and like birds. You can make them talk, which is not possible in other forms of painting. Or
Right.
we can
Right.
actually raise their voice through our cartoons. That is the
Right.
best advantage I think
definitely.
we have
You made
for
coronavirus talk.
Speaking for the
yes.
voiceless.
It's Janata curfew.
Yeah, Janta curfew.
Cartoons. Yes.
Once more.
Yes. Once
Awesome.
more.
Yeah. So, yes, please
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, but these are the type of cartoon. Means these are some of this one anime bird caricature I do know. You can see this Oriental
Right.
Rock. These are all found in Dingpatka Wildlife Sanctuary. And when I do animal caricature, then I become what I do is I prefer giving details to the animal caricatures, no, because this detailing is very much important when you are identifying a species. That's why what I do
Yeah.
when I do a animal caricature, then I give more importance towards the detailing. If you look at this bird only, this Oriental Dwarf Kingfisher.
Mm-hmm.
This blue color, you can see blue color wings are there
Correct.
in the back. I think these are very important if you make them, make someone understand the distinctive features of this bird. That's why when I do cartooning, means wildlife caricature, then I give more emphasis towards the detailing. This is a black kingfisher.
Right.
Yes.
I like
So
how
do you
you
have
exaggerated the eyes. It becomes like very
exactly.
catchy.
Yeah. So do you have a book and all where all of these are published? Or are you coming out in your books or
No,
like
actually,
people want to?
planning to publish a book. I want to publish a book on environmental cartooning, and I'm working on that. And I have what I will be doing is I will be including around 100 cartoons on wildlife.
Wow.
And till date I have completed around 52. Means I have those cartoons, but for this one for printing, I have to set the page settings. I have to do the page settings and all those type of layout I am doing myself. And I have completed till now 52 or 53 pages. Once that pages will be completed, then I think I'll search for a publisher who will be interested in publishing. Then let's see. I'm hoping.
I'm sure it'll work out. Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. I want to publish something on environment.
And in the end,
you should publish it
like,
regardless. Like how many people buy it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you should just maybe just exactly. That's what Amalendu said. Use the social media power and this,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
we're in a digital space, so I think you can probably have a PDF.
But then also, when it comes to publishing, then I prefer that hard copy type.
Right.
Definitely, that's true.
Yes.
There's always somebody saying, "I want to work with you," in the comments.
No, I am not that expert. No, I am very. Actually, it is. I think I should be. I am glad that you have selected me as one of the panelists. But I am not that. I don't think I am an right person to be.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Because you are inspiration for so many youngsters who have been trying to do art and trying to do something about environment, and very few people from Assam actually been doing on this genre.
Correct.
Yes. That actually, I think our actually main our strength is our environment. If you look at Northeast India, our biodiversity, our cultural diversity, these are our strengths.
We're known for the greenery.
Yes, and I think this cartooning as well as photography, all these visual mediums can be a strong tool to promote this our strength.
Definitely,
and that's what I'm trying to do. Yes.
Right. Wow, awesome. So, any last words? Because we're coming to an end of your session. So, any last words for today?
Few advices for.
Advice. I think what you do, I think you have to do some hard working, and
Correct.
basically when you do cartooning,
Definitely.
then also you have to keep yourself updated about the various happenings that is taking place throughout the world.
Yes.
That is very important. For last 10, 12 days, I have not done too much of cartooning because, as I told you, I was ill and I didn't get the news what is happening throughout. So when you want to do some cartooning and if you want to search for a subject, then in that case you have to keep your means the person who wants to do the cartooning. I think he has to keep himself updated.
Updated with current affairs and everything.
Correct. Yeah, that's very important.
For example,
Also inspired.
Yes, that day it was the World Elephant Day. 2 days.
I think
3 days.
yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, correct.
3 days back, and I came to know about only in the evening because I was not that my health was not good and I was not going through those social media and other newspapers. I didn't knew. Then I thought since it is a World Environment Day or World Elephant Day, I think I should make something. That's why. And the last time I made that our PM and one elephant I made, where the elephant says that I want to since can you since the MOEF. That type means that is, I think I would say that is the main thing.
Keep yourself
You
updated.
Keep yourself updated, and practice is very much necessary.
Right.
Because if you want to, and whenever you get time, cartooning is like that. If you have a this much piece of paper and if you have a pen, sometimes when I am in the classroom and suppose I am doing the invigilation duty, and during that time if I get an idea, so that I don't forget it, what I do in a small piece of paper, I'll just make the figures and I just write the comments. Means what would be the dialogue between those characters.
Right.
So I can.
Yeah. So I think. Yeah. So the idea is very important. The idea and intent behind your art, rather than the skill. Skill you can develop over the years.
Yeah. Yes. And nowadays, see, we the source of information are so many. Right. Sometimes something that I have suppose while I am driving, I got an idea, and by the time I reached home, I just forgot that what was that idea. That's why it is basically what.
True happens to me as well.
Yes. That is the problem sometimes I face. And since I am always busy, it is not that I only invest time in cartooning. I do bird watching. I go for these other environmental activities. I have my classes.
Correct.
Then
you take classes?
Pardon?
You take classes?
No, not art classes. Actually, I have. I teach in Gogoi College. And I have my classes, the academic classes of BCom Commerce. Yeah, I have to do that.
Wow,
yes.
So diverse.
So I just keep myself busy.
Yeah. Okay.
At night, I generally listen to music and all to refresh my mind.
Awesome. And you're learning the mandolin, the guitar also.
Amazing.
Great. So on that note, Deborshee, and then we'll have to wrap up now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on board.
To be part of your.
Thank you for sharing your work. It's really inspiring for us as well as all these youngsters and everyone, working in the field.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All
right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So guys, hi. I hope you liked the first session.
Yes.
So
I loved it.
Yes, I loved it too. So we'll be meeting in half an hour with our next speaker.
What is your project?